So what happens next as far as Air India is concerned? Joining us now, Captain Mohan Ranganathan, an air safety expert, also a former commander of Indian Airlines in the past. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Also joining us, Captain S.S. Panesar, Chairman of the Training Command of Air India. Captain Panesar, if I can just come to you first. Irrespective of whether the pilots are right or the management of Air India is right, is this the beginning of the end, realistically, for the national carrier?
Well, I would like to clear one point, that the mergers have taken place and many big airlines like United and Continental also merged. But they worked for 5 years before they merged, they solved all the problems. Now, whatever the problem we have, the government has agreed that their demands are genuine. The High Court has said that their demands are genuine. Now, why can't we sit on the Karmadhari committee, can be asked to just get 1 day, it can be solved in 1 day, before the airline suffers further losses. And there is nothing in the world which cannot be solved across the table. And I think why the government is delaying, our MD is also good intentions to solve the problem. Pilots are very honest. Their demands can be discussed across the table and discussed in just 1 minute, it can be finished. And
well,
when the
actually, sir, these talks have gone on, as you would know, for quite some time, and there has been no progress. And sure, the point that you make that there need to be more talks, perhaps that needs to be respected in some quarters. The pilot community doesn't seem to accept that. However, Captain Ranganathan, let me ask you, sir, the same question. Irrespective of who's right and wrong, given the recent history of the changes which have happened in Indian Airlines and Air India and the merger and it's not worked, different unions, pilots going on strike, pilots being sacked, change of ministers, all of this, do you believe after all of this it's too late to save the national carrier?
To start with, Vishnu, I want to clarify one thing. You were blaming the pilots with your statement that if you had watched the several media programs, you saw the youngsters, Rishabh Kapoor and Ashim Binder, they were taking the lead. They were leading from the front and they were saying that they want the corruption and the mismanagement to be exposed, and they are willing to sit and talk.
Yep.
But I want to point out one thing. Just after the World Cup win, the CMD of Air India gave out a letter to all the employees where he said he's Captain Jadhav and he's like Dhoni. You know, Dhoni leads from the front and he takes the team with him. That is why we won the World Cup.
Right.
Here, 4 days of this crisis, and I've not seen the CMD of Air India coming on TV on anything. He's hiding behind the minister. He's hiding behind the others. You know, when he took over, Air India's losses were 2,000 crores. Today, they are 14,000 crores. So who's responsible? And the minister is supporting him.
But so just so that I can, I'm sorry to belabor the point, sir, because I think we've discussed Air India over the years endlessly. And the question that people really want to know is that, is it inevitable that there's a lockdown? Is it inevitable that the airline is shut down? Pilots refuse to go. The government, the management refuses to budge. What's next? Peer into the future for us, sir.
Okay, what did the pilots say? Remove the CMD who's not even willing to talk. Captain Panesar said, sit across the table. The CMD is not willing to talk to them. He's got a massive ego problem. So I think since the pilots say the problem is the CMD, it's easier to remove the CMD and keep the pilots and keep the airline flying.
All right.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.